to make your own succulent garden today. So why don't you get your supplies and get started. Alright, so inside your box where you're going to get out all your supplies, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make your own soil mix. So what you need for that is to get yourself some sort of a bowl to put the supplies in. You're going to need your moss, soil here, those rocks, and the sand. So I'll just give those guys a cut. I'll cut the soil first. Grab your sand, and you can pour that just right on top. So the thing about succulents is they need a special soil mix. So we're going to make our own. So once everything's in here, you got your sand and your soil, you're just going to kind of mix it up. Succulents don't like a wet, moist soil, so by adding sand, that keeps the soil, kind of dries it out a little bit for them. So your soil's all nice and mixed. So what we're going to do next is we're going to get our container here, and we're going to layer it. So once again, we don't want to get the soil too moist. So what we're going to do, we're going to add some stones in here. So take a second, cut those. And you're going to add a layer to the bottom here. Just pour those guys in. About probably half of your bag will be enough. Lay them all nice and flat, kind of like that. Then you're going to add your custom mix that you just made into there. We're not going to fill it all the way to the top because we're going to add our plants in, so we want to leave a little bit of room. Oh, half full there with the soil. We're going to take our little guys here and we're going to plant them in the soil. So you kind of want to smush like this. You're going to flip it over and pull it out. So sometimes the roots will be really pot bound, so you want to give them a little smush like this, and then you're going to plant them in the soil. Put a little hole in there and pop him in. And do the same with your other ones. Alright, so our plants are all in here. So now, if you can see, we still have to fill up the soil all the way. So using your hands, you're just gonna kind of put it around our plants. Not on top, just around. Alright, so the soil's all in. Your plants are all snug and ready to go. And we're gonna give them a nice drink. So when you're watering your succulents, you don't want to water on top of the leaves, you want to water around the soil. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the fun part. We're going to get to decorate our garden. So get all your supplies, your moss, your rocks, and then these little glass beads. So this is kind of up to you on creativity-wise. Whatever you want to do. I'm probably going to start with my big rocks first, and I'm just going to kind of design it the way I want. Alright, so now we have all of our rocks in place. I kind of created like a path. So the next thing we'll do is we're going to add our bigger moss pieces. In the design that I kind of want to do, but once again, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to kind of tuck the moss in between around the rocks, so it kind of looks like it's growing. You can also lift them up and make them the size. Alright, so my moss is in place the way I like it. Then I'm going to take these little glass beads here and just kind of dress it around. Just kind of add them in wherever you think you need a little bit of color. Any of those spots. Now that you kind of have it the way you want, your garden's done. So basically, to take care of your succulents, you want to put them in a windowsill that gets a lot of light. They like full sun. And the other thing, when it comes to watering your succulents, you want them to completely dry out before you water. So you want to give them a nice heavy water and then let them completely dry out. So you can kind of just let them be themselves. It could be like a week, it could be a week and a half. It just depends on how fast your plants kind of suck up the water. You can test by just putting your finger in the soil and seeing if it's pretty dry. Especially check around the plants. And then when it comes time to water, it feels pretty dry. Just take your pitcher and water right around the plants. You can always move your rocks and things like that. I hope you had a lot of fun, and thanks for joining us.